Welcome to the Kunduz Valley, a beautiful corner of the Middle East, infested with mercenaries and insurgents. After the fall of the local government, anarchy broke out in the region. Order was only restored when ORyan, a private military company, sent their mercenaries in, killed anyone who opposed them, and propped up a local militia. In exchange, the mercs got the entire Northeast to run as their own. Now, the US pretty much turned a blind eye to all this, up until abnormal seismic and weather activity started originating in the region, and CIA informants started yapping about some weapon of mass destruction. So instead of letting things spiral even further, the government decided to send in an army platoon to figure out what was going on. And that's where I come in. I'd be the head of this expedition. In total, there were 40 of us, but that's a bit too many to go over, so instead I'll just focus on the command team, which was composed of myself, naturally, the platoon leader and boss of this mission, Kublai Khan, my expert medic and my personal fence supplier, and West, my radio man. Under us, there were 3 infantry squads, an artillery team, 2 helicopters, and a recon team, all of which I could order to do whatever was needed to accomplish our mission. Speaking of our mission, it was very simple. We were to head to the local militia's capital, capture their leader, and get him to tell us what the hell was going on in the region. Now, just because the mission was simple didn't mean it'd be simple to pull off though, since we were starting up here and we had over 100 angry insurgents between us and our target. Would never get anywhere without leaving base though, so we set off in a convoy and were greeted by the mission's credits.
The credits are killing me.
It's a Hideo Kojima mission, dude.
A militia group that was friendly to us controlled this section of the map, so we were able to drive through it unhindered. That didn't stop our players from running over a civilian though.
Hey, when you ran a guy over? We're not winning the hearts and minds with this one, boys.
Dead civilians aside, we soon crossed the border into militia territory and were greeted by an insurgent classic, an IED. An ambush followed the explosion, with enemy militiamen raining fire down from the hills onto us. Unfortunately for them though, we had a grenade launcher strapped to our front Humvees that turned the poor guys into minced meat. With the first ambush thoroughly annihilated, we kept pushing towards the capital. We came across some militia positions along the way, but they were helpless against our firepower, and before long we could see the edge of our objective.
Is that a wall?
Now this was a bit unexpected. The militia had set up a massive trench line all along the length of the town, with bunkers and fortified buildings. If we charged at the city across the open field, we'd be in for a very rough time. Luckily though, we had the perfect counter to their fortifications, our helicopters and artillery. We were gonna hit their trench line with every support asset we had, and then would cross the open. So while our RD team set themselves up, our aircraft got to work. Unfortunately though, the militia did shoot back.
Oh. Kestrel's about to crash, boys.
Wait, that's pretty close.
All the easier to go medic him. Go, Kublai, go!
Was it you who said that experienced pilots and they've gone down more than any other pilot?
Nah, that was them. That was them saying that. Scam told you that.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what the fuck that was.
Kublai, my medic, had just been caught in a deadly explosion while trying to save the downed pilot. West was also heavily wounded. Shrapnel from the explosion had shredded his entire body, so while he bandaged Kublai, I bandaged him. Kublai was so wounded that we had to call one of the squad medics over to help, since he just had too many holes for us to patch up alone. Now, while we were trying to save Kublai, our artillery opened up and obliterated the rebels' front line. The battlefield waits for no man, unfortunately, so I ordered the assault to begin without my team. We'd just have to catch up once Kublai was stable. Speaking of Kublai, we were still trying to wake him up.
Kublai, wake up! The femboy hooters, Kublai. Don't you want to see it?
Luckily, our combined efforts were enough to stop the bleeding, and after using 40 bandages and 3 liters of saline, he woke up from his slumber.
I had 60 elastics and now I have 34.
You had like 20.
You can get 14. Good check. Alcohol Ball's body. He did not make it.
The rest of the platoon was already balls deep in the outskirts of the town, fighting their way towards our target, so we mounted up and rushed into the city. Phalanx and Knight had already cleared a decent chunk of the capital's outskirts, but our 3rd squad was lagging behind a bit in the east, so we dismounted and helped them clear. As we were clearing, our pilots warned us that a militia counterattack had set out from the eastern villages and was about to hit us. They'd airstrike the convoy and taken out most of the Vics, but a few stragglers had survived and were still pushing. We moved east to cut the enemy off and linked up with one of the soldiers from another squad, but he got his brains blown out mid-conversation.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on out here? Dexter, we're being suppressed. Stay in cover. Oh shit!
The last surviving insurgent vehicle was rushing our position and suppressing us pretty heavily. We collectively shat our pants, since trying to peek it was a death sentence, but luckily another squad had us covered and lit the technical up from another angle.
The fuck? Oh, they got it. Good job, boys.
Anyway, with the counterattack dead, we pushed south, and soon we reached the edge of the capital's outskirts. From here, we could see the militia leader's home, a massive sprawling villa with a sizable wall erected around it. Our goal was in sight, so we had no time to waste. I ordered every soldier we had to charge towards that villa. Those of us in the command team took advantage of the destroyed buildings in front of us to sprint all the way to it unimpeded, since none of the insurgents had bothered garrisoning this destroyed area of the town, and before long would reach the villa proper. This is when we found out that the militia leader wasn't being protected by militiamen as we thought, but instead by ORyan mercenaries, who were shooting at the squad trying to breach the entrance. We had no clue why the mercs were trying to kill us, but we had no choice but to fire back. Now our whole objective was to capture the militia leader alive so we could interrogate him. Unfortunately, one of our infantrymen didn't get the memo and opened fire on the villa with his grenade launcher.
The fuck are they doing?
What are you clearing out with a fucking GMG?
Phalanx, are you clearing this building with a grenade launcher?
Don't worry, I'm yelling at him already.
The sergeant was a bit too late. The whole reason we'd fought our way through the town was dead. Now this was bad news, but not unsalvageable. We noticed that the mercenaries had been burning documents before the fight, but they'd only gotten through about half of them. While the infantry squads held around the villa and fought off counterattacks, I read through the rest of the intel, and found out all our government's fears were kind of accurate. A weapon of mass destruction was being worked on here in Kunduz, not by the insurgents, but by the company that hired ORyan, and they were paying the locals a pretty penny to take the fall for them. Now, we had no idea what the weapon was. All we knew is that ORyan had built a secret underground laboratory somewhere in the town of Magdut so that they could work on it in secret. Our command deemed that regardless of what the weapon was, it was too dangerous to be left in mercenaries' hands, and so they issued us new orders. Head east, kill any mercenaries that get in our way, and recover whatever device the mercenaries are protecting. Good soldiers follow orders, so we did exactly as command told us and headed east.
Knight to Lion.
Send it.
What is inside these palaces that we're looking for, just to clarify?
Walter White's meth lab.
This person doesn't know what the hell he's doing!
With their leader dead, the militia stayed out of our way. We were leaving their territory, so they probably didn't see a reason to throw more lives away just to keep us here. The ORyan mercenaries, meanwhile, were very interested in stopping us from reaching their territory, so they set up an ambush at the bridge we needed to cross. We tried to just push through, but they disabled one of our vehicles, so we had to stand and fight.
All squads, set up a perimeter around the bridge. Phalanx, go ahead and have your pioneer fix your Vic. Legion, go clear that compound southwest.
While we killed the ambushers, Phalanx got their vehicle back up and running, and as soon as it was, we went back on the move. So we were now in mercenary territory and heading straight towards ORyan's stronghold, the town of Magdut. Our recon element had been forward deployed to the town, and they managed to locate the entrance to ORyan's underground laboratory. It was in this secure compound, with guards watching in every direction. So with the lab located, our goal was simple. Reach the town, fight through it, and seize the lab. Now reaching the town was proving to be a bit harder than expected, as ORyan really was throwing every roadblock they could at us, but we kept firing in every direction until we'd made it. We were now at the gates of hell, and our entire platoon stormed in, weapons in hand.
I've spent my beard.
The mercenaries were putting up a hell of a fight and taking our men out left and right. We couldn't slow down though. The only way to survive was to keep moving forward.
Hostiles front. We're getting shot in the ass.
Yeah, I'm good.
Is this an earthquake?
And that was an example of the abnormal seismic activity that we were sent to investigate. Maybe it was a coincidence it had happened as we breached ORyan's town, but somehow I doubt it. Anyway, by the time my team made it to the ORyan compound, Phalanx and Legion had already cleared it. The town was still infested with mercs though, and we were sure the lab would also be crawling with enemies, so I split my force up. One squad, Knight, would hold the surface and make sure no one interrupted us, while the rest of us would breach and clear the underground. Now, unfortunately, since I breached the compound last, I did not get to see much of the action. My squads had scurried out like rats and cleared out almost the entire lab by the time I got there. The most I really got to see was them clearing out a room in the most cursed way possible. With all the mercs dead down here, we started looking for intel, and that's when we noticed something weird. Dead scientists. We hadn't killed them. They were dead by the time we breached this place, which was very confusing. On top of that, all the important files had been wiped. We couldn't find any intel. Luckily, though, our recon lead stumbled across a man in a suit that was hiding in a closet and brought him straight to me.
Saying that he's set something in motion. He said he's already done something funny.
Alright, this is your one shot at making it out of here alive. Who are you, and what is this place for?
You're too late. Everything's already in motion.
Okay, so what does that mean, and what's with the dead scientists?
They knew too much, as do I. None of that matters anymore though. Soon no one here will know anything at all.
Okay, seriously, what the hell are you talking about?
Maelstrom is coming, Lieutenant. I see you on the ocean floor.
This man was being extremely cryptic, and we were running out of time. Knight's second in command had just radioed us and given us some bad news.
Any station, this is Knight. Mass test. Squad lead, team lead, and medic are dead. Requesting assistance. Over.
I sent all remaining squads back to the surface to back them up, when another earthquake hit.
God damn it, another one?
I don't know what this madman set in motion, but he was now giving us the silent treatment. So I decided to let West do what he does best. With that handled, we headed to the surface and were met with a dire situation. The Ion Mercs had rallied every soldier they could find and were leading a massive assault on our position. We had our men firing in every direction and fortifications and trenches built up, but the Mercs both outnumbered and outgunned us.
Alright, which team's getting fucked up by a BMP?
The Mercs were using a BMP that had just wiped out half a squad on the roof of the palace. A lucky strike by our artillery team took it out, but our numbers were dwindling, and a helicopter was near trying to strike the base. Everyone firing at it had successfully taken out the pilot. We were extremely lucky we took it out before it got off a gun run. Now, while those of us in the infantry were fighting for our lives in the compound, our support assets weren't just idly sitting by. The artillery team was working overtime with constant fire missions around us, and our pilots were flying a Chinook straight to our position to extract us. Unfortunately for us, though, whatever that madman from the lab had set in motion finally kicked off.
Oh shit, what was that?
An EMP had just originated from under our feet and wiped out all electronics. Our radios were dead, our GPSs were worthless, and our pilots fell straight out of the sky. The only upside is that it affected the Mercs too, and their Vicks were all just hunks of metal now. But that upside wouldn't last for long.
What the hell is this siren?
Something big was coming, and we did not want to stay above ground to figure out what. We headed for the underground lab, and hoped whatever it was wouldn't reach us down here. The mercenaries and civilians on the surface weren't so lucky though.
With all due respect, I lost over 100 men in Kunduz, so you bet your ass I want some answers. What the hell happened down there?
And, Captain, you will be well compensated for your losses. Now focus on the bigger picture. Given the next evolution of warfare in our hands, the real question is where shall we test it next?
Hey, thanks for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to see more. If you're interested in joining these operations, there's a link to my Discord in the description below. Go check it out. And of course, a special thank you to my channel members. Without you guys, none of this would be possible, so thank you so much. I'll see you all in the next video, which hopefully won't take as long as this one, so see you all soon.